If you really have the wisdom, knowledge, in fact, the ability to observe things in the right way, you will realize that President Donald Trump is no longer happy with the situation of things between Iran and the US. That is why he keep asking for peace deal, but yet Iran keep declining. They keep rejecting this deal because they want to possess nuclear weapon, of which Donald Trump is against Iran possessing nuclear weapon. In fact, watch this.
Our military is unbelievable. They're doing an unbelievable job. We're negotiating with the Iranians. We have, you probably heard, we took our 3 destroyers and we rammed them through some pretty big stuff today, and we knocked the hell out of them. The destroyers weren't hurt in any way. The people weren't hurt, but they were firing at us, and we were firing back at them. And our firepower was a hell of a lot stronger than theirs, and they knocked the hell out of them. They took down a lot of small boats. You know, we call them small boats or fast boats. They're both small and they're fast, with some weaponry on the front. You know, this is what. So this is now replacing the Navy. They had a Navy 159 boats. They have none. Okay, they're all at the bottom of the sea. So they replace that with what they call the fast boat. It's a fast boat, big deal. It's fast. It's got a machine gunner in front. They've been knocked down. They knocked out quite a few of them today. Yesterday they knocked down 8. They average 8 a day. This is some group of people we're dealing with. So, you know, it's very simple. Somebody said, what's your plan? I said, the plan is very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. It cannot have a nuclear bomb, and it's not going to have. And they're really at the end of the line. Really are at the end of the line. Now, unless you guys feel differently. Now, these guys, I think, will say that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Would you say? We wouldn't feel very good if they did, because this, what you're doing and all the work that you do and that we do, it wouldn't look too very good after a while with these characters. We're not going to give them the right to have a nuclear weapon. There's zero chance. And they know that, and they've agreed to that. Let's see if they...
I hope you heard everything. And since Donald Trump is proposing for peace deal between the US and the Iran with some conditions Iran will follow so that the peace will reign, Iran keep declining that they are not going to accept the proposal from President Donald Trump. And Trump really wants this peace deal, but Iran really wants nuclear weapon, nuclear facilities, and to do other things which other world powers are doing. But Iran made a bad decision, according to the news or video I am going to play for you. Watch this.
Fox News alert, we just hit 2 Iranian tankers in the Strait. U.S. Central Command releasing this video of F-18 Super Hornets blasting 2 Persian blockade runners. The Sea Star 3 and Sevda were sneaking into an Iranian port when they were ordered to turn around. The ships were non-compliant, and then they got sprayed with 22mm machine gun fire right into their smokestacks. The Super Hornets were deployed from our carrier, the USS H.W. Bush. CENTCOM says the 2 ships were disabled on the spot and had to abandon mission. The ships are massive, but they had no crude on board. They were empty and desperate because Iran's onshore storage is nearly at max capacity. More on that later. This is now the 3rd Iranian tanker that we've love-tapped this week. On Wednesday, Super Hornets from the USS Lincoln fired several rounds from a 20mm cannon gun into another Iranian tanker's rudder. It was actually the first time an American fighter jet shot at a cargo ship, ever. CENTCOM says multiple commercial vessels have been disabled and more than 50 have been redirected by CENTCOM forces to ensure compliance. The Strait's seen a lot of action in the last 48 hours. Yesterday, the Iranians fired at our guided missile destroyers, and that was a bad decision.
The point is, if there's not much seizing in the firing, because we've
well, you should ask that of the Iranians. Don't ask me. We didn't fire. They fired on us. My point is, if you fire at a U.S. Navy ship, what are we supposed to do? Say, oh, there's a ceasefire. We're not going to shoot down your drone. That's a stupid question. That's a stupid position to take. Of course we fired back at them. They were shooting at us. That's what I would expect to do. Only stupid countries don't shoot back when you're shot at, and we're not a stupid country.
The president says if the Iranians think that's bad, then get ready.
Is the ceasefire with Iran still on?
Yeah, it is. They trifled with us today. We blew them away. They trifled. I call that a trifle. I'll let you know when there's no ceasefire. You won't have to know. If there's no ceasefire, you're not going to have to know. You're just going to have to look at one big glow coming out of Iran. And they better sign their agreement fast.
The Iranians are talking a lot of smack. Their foreign minister says this, quote, every time a diplomatic solution is on the table, the U.S. opts for a reckless military adventure. Whatever the cause's outcome is the same, Iranians never bow to pressure. Sending 18-year-olds on Boston whalers at American missile-guided destroyer, that's a reckless military adventure. We only fire when fired upon. And today, the Iranians lob more missiles and drones at the UAE. Rubio says someone's going to have to teach these guys a lesson, or the whole world will turn into pirates.
Iran now claims that they have a right to control an international waterway. They claim that they have a right to control it. What is the world going to do about that? Is the world going to accept that Iran now controls an international waterway? Because if the world is prepared to accept that, then be ready, because there's like 10 other countries that are going to start doing the same thing in their international waterways, or in international waterways near their countries. That's an unacceptable thing that they're trying to normalize.
The president's wall of steel's working. The blockades already turned around 57 commercial ships. Here's the USS Truxtun, USS Rafael Peralta, and USS Mason operating in the Arabian Sea, just a day after they sank a Mosquito Fleet six-pack. CENTCOM says 70 Iranian tankers are trapped, with over 160 million barrels of oil on board. That's $13 billion of oil just rocking on the docks. They're filled to the brim and can't squeak out of the embargo. And now the New York Times, they're reporting that the Iranians are dumping millions of barrels of crude into the Gulf. Satellite images show a massive oil slick spreading into the water off Karg Island. That doesn't look too good. Primetime reached out to Al Gore for comment. Haven't heard back. We haven't heard anything from any Democrat condemning Iranian economic or environmental terrorism. Another thing we're waiting on? The mullahs.
We should know something today. I mean, we're expecting a response from them. We'll see what the response entails. And the hope is it's something that it can put us into a serious process of negotiation.
We can get it at any moment tonight, but can we trust it? The hardliners want war because they don't know if they can survive another round of protests. And no one's seen or heard from the gay Ayatollah. Sources say his status is Wizard of Oz meets Weekend at Bernie's. The people we're negotiating with can't be trusted either. Their lead guy, a bit of a swindler.
We've said we're not going to take him out initially. At least we have somebody reasonable to talk to. But he wrote a book in 2024 about the power of negotiation. And his parents were rug merchants. And you have to, if you've ever bought a rug at a bazaar, you kind of understand the bartering that goes back and forth. I don't trust him.
The president says he might restart Project Freedom and plus other things, quote unquote, if the mullahs don't sign the deal. General Jack Keane says the best deal, probably no deal.
I think the prospects of a good deal are likely slim. And even if we do get a deal, here's the problem with any deal that we make, assuming it meets all of our objectives. To get a deal, we will have to provide some funding for the Iranians, admittedly condition-based, and also sanction relief. So when you draw back from that, even after a negotiated settlement, what do we have? We have a regime that survives and also ability to recover. And I think that is fundamentally flawed.
The president could go either way, epic fury or economic fury. Two great tools. Trump's used both of them. The question is, which one gets the best results? If their pea shooters keep firing, why not knock out the toll booths? Keane says, why not go for the crown jewel?
We have an ace here up our sleeve, so to speak. It's Karg Island, and we're obviously blocking it now from any transport coming out of there, and that represents 90%, of their oil resources. So clearly the blockade over time will force an economic collapse. But we can hold Carg Island hostage. If you're going to attack Qatar's natural gas or the Saudis or the UAE's oil fields, we're going to begin to take Carg Island away from you in terms of physical destruction.
Right. And this just in. The U.S. Special Operations Command ship, the Ocean Trader, was just spotted near our base in Diego Garcia. The last time it came out to play? The Maduro raid. The ship hasn't even been photographed in 3 years. These things come packed with super stallions, ospreys, night stalkers, with a .50 caliber machine gun station on the upper deck and a floating command center. This could mean something's about to go down. And Southcom's been working on some new next-gen drone tech, you know, toys for the boys. So who knows what happens? The president, though, is making sure we have a strong economy to cushion the war. Jobs report just came in. Foreign ships are lining up in the Gulf of America to buy American crude.
We have tremendous amounts of oil. We are not suffering oil. And again, ships are coming all the way where they used to go to Hormuz. They're coming all the way up. And we have hundreds of ships coming up to Texas, coming up to Louisiana, and coming to Alaska, filling up, and they're going back and making a lot of money.
The money we spent on the war, we're already even. We just sold over $26 billion of weapons to the Arabs. Gas prices are still too high, no doubt about it, but that's thanks to the Iranians. But the president's staying optimistic.
Why focus on all these projects right now?
You know why? Because I want to keep our country beautiful and safe. And such a stupid question you ask. We're fixing up the reflecting pond to the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, and you say, why are you fixing it up? Because you can understand dirt maybe better than I can, but I don't allow it. This is one of the worst reporters. She's with ABC Fake News, and she's a horror show. She's saying, why would you bother fixing this up? Why would I bother taking 11 or 12 truckloads of filth out of the water in front of the Lincoln Monument?
POTUS wants to make sure he gets a good deal, and Americans want to win. Most of the country says 47 shouldn't give in to the Iranians. Trump knows that to deliver victory, we're going to have to stomach some high gas prices. But he needs to show the Iranian regime that they don't have the leverage that they think they do. There's been a lot of false reporting about the war. That's designed to hurt the president politically, but it also helps the Iranians militarily. And the Iranians need all the help they can get. The commander-in-chief remains committed to removing all of the enriched uranium, and it appears he's clear-eyed about what to expect from diplomacy.
Are you optimistic about Iranian response to your proposal?
Well, we'll see what happens. Look, they have no military. They have not a lot left. We'll see what happens.
I hope you heard everything. What is your opinion? Drop it in the comment section so that others will learn from what you think. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time. For more news and updates like this, do not forget to follow me on this channel by hitting the like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so that anytime I publish the next video, YouTube will get notified. See you in the next one, and bye for now.